Recording in progress.
Welcome everybody to this production. This is the Disability Channel's production of TDC Today Show USA. I'm your host, Kurt Roskaw. I'm an ambassador with the Disability Channel. Very proud, pleased, and privileged to be a part of this work, showcasing abilities, being television by and with people with disabilities and veterans. So today we're going to be highlighting an organization that has helped us in highlighting the work of the Disability Channel. Where Sue, Emily, myself, and our guest Kiala is here from Hawaii. And so we are very present all across the United States. And in 4 other countries, with the hosting taking place in 4 other countries as well. So with that, we're going to be talking about the Happy Neighborhood Project. And so the Happy Neighborhood Project is about spreading happiness around the world. And the founder, Edwin Edebiri, has been recognized by the United Nations for his work, so that has reached tens of thousands of people, and within that there was work that still continues today on the I Am Happy Project. The I Am Happy Project is a personal experience, self-development, this idea of happiness as a default position, happiness as a skill, and so on and so forth. And from that emerged an effort to enter into professional networking and serving businesses, and that has become the Happy Neighborhood Project. So in all of this has emerged the International Day of Happiness, and that is on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. That's going to be noon Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern on that day, provided by Happy Neighborhood Project and the Happy Co-op, so cooperative work that comes from all this. So the structure of the networking is on Zoom, and Emily and I work with this Jonathan De La Rosa and others providing some networking as well on clubhouse.com. But primarily we feature over 50 events on Zoom, and the structure is aiming to recruit a team of 4 co-hosts. And then with those 4 co-hosts, or whatever number we can try to maintain in a team, there's a captain assigned to help the co-hosts build out as effective and as valuable of a networking event as possible on the Zoom schedule. So you can check that all out at happyneighborhoodproject.com. So Kiala, I want you to come in here. If you can share with our audience a little bit of what was going on in your world before you knew anything about the Happy Neighborhood, and kind of help us dive into this moment where you learn about HNP, the Happy Co-op, Happy Neighborhood Project, you checked it out, and then continue on to help us understand how you became a co-host and what all that means to you today.
Well, thank you for having me on the show today. First, it started with me going through Facebook. Who can I connect? Who can I just build a relationship? And then an ad pop. Let's go and network. Let's locally network. So, me being me, wanting to connect and network with other business people, I clicked, I registered, and I joined the meeting. I joined the networking for HNP. And from there, it was, well, we're looking for co-hosts. The very next day, I signed up as a co-host. I'm so thrilled to be a co-host for Hawaii Islands, happening on Wednesdays. And with that, I've met countless. I've met Emily, I've met Kurt. Just to grow the relationship, to be able to have, so to say, friends nationwide, I can say, yes, I truly met them. I truly appreciate them and their friendship and their leadership, because without HMP, I don't think I would be here today. I I have seen myself grown in the community, in the networking business community, and I have also seen myself grow as a co-host. So not only am I getting that opportunity to be a co-host, but to be able to publicly speak is one of my milestones that I've reached while joining HMP. So that is my journey, and I continue to refer and put it out there. Networking is pretty much the only way you can grow your business. And there may be an event near you or even happening when you have time. So that is the best opportunity you can do to network is go ahead and join one of our events on HMP. Thank you, Kurt. Back to you.
All right, sounds good. So Kiala, the four of us, Sue, Emily, you, and me, we're going to be checking in on Marianne, Marianne of Waikiki, Mariana de Mexico. She's a little bit of a traveler, relocating and kind of doing her little exploration of different parts of the ocean over there. Who knows? But Marianne, are you able to speak with us? You're connected into our show. I just want to check your microphone if you're able to come on mute and talk, or if we're going to be checking back in with you momentarily. Marianne, are you available? It looks like she is not available. So Sua, yeah, she's not picking up yet. So maybe we'll get to her before the show is over. We'll see. But Sue, I want you to come in here. I want you to build off of what Kiala has said and kind of transition us over to, July last year. We were, bringing out the World of Ability podcast and, working with things on Transform You Media Network and working with things with the Mutual Aid Network and, doing all this work, working along. And then all of a sudden our friend Helen told us, hey, take a look at what John Morley is doing from Transform Your Media Network. He's got his own technology business and he's co-hosting at HMP, New Jersey. And check it out, maybe go to John's meetings. So that's what I did. And then lo and behold, in our house, you found out that, we have found Huzzah, the Happy Neighborhood Project. So build off what Kiala said, give us your own perspective and give us up to date about you being a co-host today at HMP.
Well, it was a lot of fun. When I was first introduced to this, I was kind of a fly on the wall because Kurt was at so many meetings along the way, and being it's on Zoom like this, the sound was in the room. So anytime I was around and he's talking to people, I'm hearing all these amazing people that he's talking to, and some of them are quite the character. There is a few of them that really stand out in my mind, and they are so good at branding, and with what they did, it made it so that instantly you knew who he was talking to. Because as you go around, there's some people that get the opportunity to attend several different meetings. So sometimes you'd be running into the same person at a different meeting, and you know what? We've gotten to have a lot of wonderful friendships that have grown through this. So beyond just getting to know somebody and be able to refer business, we actually have people that I consider friends that was completely unexpected along the way here. So with all the fun things I would hear, I started asking Kurt questions a bit about, so okay, tell me more about that person. Who are you just on with? What's going on here? And the more I understood, the more it made sense that Kurt is actually the guy who made the proposal to get a Wisconsin group started. So HMP Wisconsin was started because Kurt lit a fire under that possibility, and that's where that started. And with that, they needed co-hosts, and they were set for a little while. And at one point, I believe it was when one person, his schedule was changing, they needed another co-host, and Kurt started giving me the elbow, like, "Hey, you ever think about doing this? What? Come on, let's get this going." So I've been doing it. I'm trying to remember how long it's been since I started as a co-host. It's been a while. Gosh, I'm not even sure now. Over a year for sure. I'm not sure that it goes as far as 2 years back, but it's been a lot of fun. And the people we've met and the opportunity that exists there with all these different productions that we have going on with World of Ability, with the radio show, with these different things that we do, we have been blessed with an amazing platform to be able to share the gifts and talents of these wonderful people that we're meeting at these events. So the fact that with you being here, Kiala, and Marianne being on with us here, if it wasn't for HMP, we never would have probably ever crossed paths in our lifetime here. So it's been amazing. So Kurt, I'm going to send it back over to you.
All right, so we're going to take that as a wonderful segue to someone else who has co-hosting experience at the Happy Neighborhood Project and a lot of experience here with our production team, with my wife Sue and Emily, and really spending a lot of time with us on the World of Ability, podcast show, and with Ability MKE Now and Compassionate Citizens, and so Mary Ann is very devoted into this space of work, and really helping us really shape this to be a global voice for the world of people with disabilities. So Mary Ann, we have our friend Kiala here from a place you're familiar with, Hawaii, and so we're going to have a little Hawaiian fun here today. This is going to be our Hawaiian theme, but we also know you're Mariana de Mexico. You're kind of going over there, and spending time with all of our Mexican friends, and so you're really helping us do a little traveling, Marianne. So come on in here, tell us about your journey with HMP and what you brought to the Happy Neighborhood Project.
Well, aloha, Kurt, and hola. I'm Marianne Ambrose. I go by Marianne of Waikiki. I'm an author of the Acts of Kindness book series featuring 200 folk puppets. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by local artist Lucy and the Perfect Wave of the island of Oahu, Waikiki, Hawaii, where I had the journey of a lifetime to actually interpret for a deaf man for over a decade. And through networking, I was introduced to Happy Neighborhood Projects with Joe Peachgrave, and I was a co-host for HMP Hawaii. And as we grew into different cities as well as specialties, you recruited me to be your sign language interpreter for the HMP Ability Group with Denise Vargas. So I've had a lot of journey, a lot of experience in meeting wonderful people through this journey. Through that journey, I was able to use that pandemic unemployment assistant funding to hire Dr. Liddy to federally trademark, which is now known as the Acts of Kindness series, and have a website that's being reviewed and being uploaded now. It's called actsofkindnessseries.com. And again, my books are written for animation movies, and the first book was Underwater Acts of Kindness, featuring Noah the hard-of-hearing whale, who is recruited by the general of the New Earth Army to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch between Hawaii and California. So through that pandemic unemployment assistance, again, I used that stimulus money not only to create the website, to edit the books, to create Apple games now on Apple. I'm an Apple game developer. So as you read the chapters of the books, you can visit the website, meet Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, and then go visit the Apple games that I have started. And the second book is Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully for Anti-Bullying Messages, featuring Harry the hard-of-hearing rabbit, Chelsea the courageous sign language chicken, and Eve the finger spelling bumblebee. So again, you can visit that website, meet Chelsea with her Hawaiian lei, and Eve the finger spelling bumblebee doing the ASL 26-letter alphabet. And then you can meet Greta Gobble from the Big Island on Waikoloa Village, where I had an opportunity to go visit in 2015, and the Sea Harvest Ranch Farm, and we wrote that book. So you can meet Greta Gobble on the golf course, because she's going to be in the sequel book for climate change, which I am currently in San Carlos, Mexico, and I'm currently working on the climate change book. My co-writer, Suzanne Sims, who I met at the Unity Church of Hawaii and heard Lucy Lynch sing, is also south of me, 15 hours south of Mexico. So we're kind of doing our international travel, international work, showing our talents. to various communities and bringing the good news. And so back to the books, what I did, Kurt, on February 20th, we launched a press release to 30,000 schools, United States of America, and 3,000 deafblind schools, just as what I was talking about. So all classroom teachers can go to donorschoose.org. Now, how was I introduced to that? I was introduced to that from a friend of mine, Marilyn Rogers, a retired special education teacher out of Kamiley Charter Schools, who told me about Donors Choose after I came back from my sailing book signing tour in Florida. And it took about 10 minutes to request the books. And guess what happened, Kurt? She got funded in 2 weeks. So 50 books got shipped to the classroom. They read this amazing story and started talking story of what they could do in their community to be of service for ocean cleanup and to learn sign language, because sign language is a solution for social spatial distancing, especially for schools. So I had a great opportunity to do that, and we want to continue that. So all those teachers' testimonials and pictures and great fun that I'm talking about, and me kind of sailing around and book signing at Sea Life Park and Oahu and Key West Aquarium and Marathon Aquarium in Florida, and here I'm in San Carlos. So who knows what's going to happen for 2023 since traveling has really opened up for us. But I'm enjoying here, San Carlos. I've met some great people in the community. They have 2 thrift stores, and I've been volunteering and I've been doing displays. And the Roskaw thrift store, actually, Sherry Maiden, I was introduced to her. She's a retired nurse. A lot of nurses volunteer there. And all the profits from people donating items from their house, clothing, etc., couches, rafties for swimming, all that money that is profited goes to the EMT's salaries. And I just think that's amazing. Salaries and ambulance drivers. So I got to go in and do some displays for them, and they made over 200,000 pesos that month, Kurt, with my expertise of little just setting up some purses here and there, and bride and groom, and the events for Mardi Gras. And anyway, so that was probably extra $1,000 that they had made by shifting the energy, things that were donated and putting into place and making it look happy and loving and good. And don't you want to take it home? So that's been exciting. And I'm also doing that at Castaway Kids too, and doing the same kind of thing. So St. Patty's is coming around, and then I'll be bringing all the spring attire with all like the sailboat pictures and the marine stuff and the marine dresses down here. It's a big boating community down here, and fishing boats. And so I'll be able to see what the season's like here in San Carlos, Mexico. So that's what I'm up to. Working on the website, the app games. The climate change book is called Cool Acts of Kindness. Again, getting that press release out to all USA classroom teachers, 30,000 teachers. No, sorry, 30,000 schools. 3,000 deafblind schools are eligible to go on Donors Choose. Super easy. Request the books and they will get funded. And I know last month Donors Choose actually doubled their donation for Black History Month. So these are all great organizations that we are learning about, helping and supporting, and especially Clean Water Foundation, Liam McLaughlin. He's bringing filters to worldwide schools. I've been in contact with him, so hopefully he'll come down and visit and bring some filters here and hopefully in Hawaii. Again, HMP has been a great opportunity to not only network, to get some, speaking experiences, and meet amazing people, and help me create a business plan and network with the people who I want to help produce these books into animation movies, like Lawrence Wingate Studios, and learning about these grant writers that help continue to fund this. And it's just going to be an exciting year of 2023. So I had a little time off here. We were in a hurricane here, and things got damaged, such as my iPhone. And it's a little bit of a challenge to get your iPhone replaced when you're in a foreign country. And AT&T is not the same in USA versus Mexico. So I am back with my iPhone, and uploading all the information, and hope to be on future speaking engagements with you. So thank you again for having me be here, Kurt. I'm Marianne Ambrose. I go by Marianne of Waikiki. It's my sign language name. My book author name is the Acts of Kindness series, actsofkindnessseries.com, and donorschoose.org. And back to you, Kurt. Aloha and hola.
All right. Aloha and hola. All right. I like that. It's got a ring to it. So, Kiala, I want to come over to you. You know, we've all been listening to Marianne and the very extensive work that she's doing, really pouring it on in the world. It's big business being, you know, about acts of kindness. You know, Kiala, if you want to come unmuted and then go ahead and share a little bit of reaction to everything that Marianne brings to us, and then switch over when you're done with that, then switch over and we want to get a little introduction in terms of the work you do.
So first, fun fact, I went to Kamaili Elementary. Well, before Kamaili Academy, it was Kamaili Elementary. So it was a part of the DOE. I went there for elementary. I was born and raised on the west side. So when you mentioned Kamaili Academy, I now know that it switched over to a charter school, which they're doing amazing things in the community out there. And Waianae will always be my home. My home away from home. I had the chance to meet many wonderful individuals out there. And what's on my bucket list is to learn ASL. I have a deaf uncle. I always admired ASL. So what you're doing is an amazing job to getting that out there, to including the individuals with a different ability. Now, they're not disabled because that's just a bad connotation, but with a different ability, I think everyone is capable of being successful in this world of uncertainty. So, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for bringing back memories of the Waianae Coast, especially at Kamaili Elementary, as I would know it, but as today know it as Kamaili Academy. So for me, I am a licensed life insurance focusing on financial education, financial literacy. As we know, it's not one of those topics you speak about at a dinner table. In fact, being born and raised here in Hawaii, it's not a topic you talk about at all. And most times I just came across a post where there's a homeless person asking for money. Well, what's the difference of a GoFundMe? It's not there's no difference. One is just they got dealt a different hand. Another one had opportunities. And when we look at it, we have that opportunity to start now, start when we're young, start opening a life insurance policy if you need to, or get financially literate so you know the plans for you and your family, so you don't have to set up a GoFundMe, so you don't have to endure these hardships, or maybe even stand on a corner and hold this up. Families putting a GoFundMe because they reached the end of the road. But what if we could start that legacy, start that trust, start that role of learning financial literacy to start the foundation of a better future for our families? That's all we need, is that jump in the door for financial education to ensure that, hey, I'm well equipped. No one can take advantage. I don't have to do a GoFundMe because guess what? I'm just going to take out from all these accounts that I created or that I invested or that is available to me, and that I'm no longer leaving a legacy of debt, but a legacy that will continue for generations to come. And all it takes is that financial literacy step to say, I'm going to conquer and I'm going to do, and I'm going to share the world. And finances will be a part of our dinner talk tables. We'll be visited once a month, maybe even once a week. But, now is the time to get started, because as we get older, it gets harder to establish anything, because we're now limited on funds. We're now limited on the ability to go out and get a second job, maybe even a third, or maybe even start that side hustle. Now is the best time, with all the energy and all the wonderful health that we have, is time to get started to shift that mindset and take control of our future. Kurt, that is me in a nutshell, and I'm sending it back to you.
Very good. Well, we are taking that as a fantastic finish to today's show, TDC Today Show USA. And so here we are, off to the races, a couple shows into it already, and lot more shows to come. We're going to be putting out a couple shows every week at least. And right now we're switching over to produce the World of Ability podcast show. Definitely check out thedisabilitychannel.ca. Visit the website, thedisabilitychannel.ca. Feel free to email me anytime as host of the show and other things that I'm doing. Kurt, K-U-R-T, at thedisabilitychannel.us. And also feel free to call and text me, 262-372-1754. So with that, we're going to say goodbye. We have some guests here for the World of Ability. Barbara, Matt are here, and Kiala is going to be a guest for that show as well. And we got Sue and Emily and myself. We are signing off here and going to be flipping the switch and signing on over there. But in any case, we're looking forward to seeing you next time right here at your TDC Today Show USA.
Recording stopped.
All right, welcome to the World of Ability, everybody.